An avalanche of retiring baby boomers and many people who have recently lost or changed jobs have made rolling over 401ks a pretty popular topic these days. Here to discuss some options is my guest Jeremy Dopp with Security First Financial in Mesa, Arizona. Jeremy, welcome.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
So how would you define what a 401k rollover is?
Sure. A 401k rollover is when you take your existing account that you have at that time and transfer it to a new custodian or someone that's holding your money. And you have a couple of choices. You can take that money and move it into a 401k with your new employer, or you can move it to an IRA as well.
So wouldn't it be easier for just someone to ask for the funds themselves?
Absolutely not. I think that's a big mistake. What could happen if you were to do that is you could trigger a mandatory 20% withholding. You could also have income taxes do it, your income rate, as well as a penalty. If you're under the age of 59 and a half, you could have a 10% penalty. So I always encourage people to get an advisor to help them to avoid that when transferring funds.
So let's start with people who haven't retired yet or aren't ready to retire yet, and they still have a 401k with a previous employer. What should they be doing? Why should they consider a rollover?
Well, one of the important things to remember about when you leave your job is to remember that those funds need to be watched on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis to make sure that those funds are where you want them to go. They're accomplishing the goals and objectives that you have in mind. And by leaving it behind and leaving it with your past employer, there's no one managing that account and keeping an eye on that account and make sure that it's functioning the way you want that account to function.
Jeremy, what about those people who've recently lost a job or are already in retirement?
Well, in retirement, for example, I think it's really important to move that 401k account to an IRA to make sure that you understand what your goals and objectives are for that account. Make sure that your risk tolerance is measured up with your risk exposure, and that account is doing what you want that to do in retirement, as well as leaving. When you're leaving a job or an old job, you want that account to function the way you want it to function. Is it aggressive enough? Is it moderate enough? Are you conservative? Whatever your goals for that account, you need to understand it. And you have a lot more options when you move that account into an IRA, and a lot more choices available to you.
Now, do you think income is a good reason to roll over to an IRA?
Absolutely. In a 401k, one of the things that a 401k does is it triggers that mandatory 20% tax, whereas in an IRA, you can avoid that mandatory 20% withdrawal fee. And you can also, if you're age 59 and a half or older, avoid that 10% penalty.
Now, why do you think someone should work with a professional advisor before they roll over a 401k?
Well, planning for retirement can be very confusing, and one of the things that you need to pay attention to is what do you want your account to be there for? Are you planning on income? Are you planning on accumulating more money? Are you planning on transferring that money to your beneficiaries? And each one of those questions are very important to answer when working with an advisor and on that account. And an advisor can walk you through and help you make those decisions and guide you through the steps that will give you better solutions on each one of your accounts.
Jeremy, great information. If someone had questions, how could they reach you?
You can reach us on our website at www.securityfirst-financial.com, or reach us by phone at 480-330-6439.
Jeremy, thanks again.
Good to be here. Thanks, Scott.
My guest has been Jeremy Dopp with Security First Financial in Mesa, Arizona. This is Retirement News Today. I'm Scott Drake. Thanks for watching.